Now we'll recognize Ms. Lesko from the great state of Arizona. You're recognized for 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Chair Khan. My question for you, Chair Khan, is in 2020, 87% of responding FTC employees affirmed that senior leaders maintain high standards of honesty and integrity. That number plummeted to 49% in 2022. This is quite alarming. How do you respond to those that say your leadership style is responsible for such a large drop in employee confidence?
Thanks, Congresswoman. I'm incredibly proud of the staff of the FTC who day in, day out are protecting the interests of the American public. And I take those results very seriously. After seeing those declines, my team and I sprung into action to make sure we were understanding what was the source of the decline and what changes we could put in place to turn that around.
Who at the FTC has authority to initiate an investigation on a business?
So as a general matter, anytime there is issuance of compulsory process or a CID, that has to go through a particular commissioner.
Do commissioners have to vote to initiate an investigation on a business?
It depends what type of investigation is being done. Traditionally, on the consumer protection side, we had what was known as the Omnibus Authority, which streamlined the ability to send out CIDs to make sure we could do our work more efficiently. More recently, we've also adopted that on the competition side, so in a whole host of areas, be it...
All right, let me ask you more specific. Do commissioners have to vote to seek a court order against a business?
As a general matter, yes.
Okay. Third question. In response to Elon Musk's Twitter acquisition and public commitment to protecting free speech on the social media platform, it appears the FTC began an intense investigation into the company, citing user data privacy as the reason behind it. FTC made over 350 demands of Twitter, including information on journalists that interacted with Twitter, specifically those that produced the Twitter files. On what authority did the FTC make this demand?
Thanks, Congresswoman. As you know, Twitter has long been under FTC scrutiny, extending back a decade when it was found that lax data privacy and security practices had allowed hackers to take over all sorts of accounts, including the account of Fox News. At that point, there was a consent order that was entered into. Last year, we found that Twitter had been violating that consent order, entered into a new one. And in as much as we read public reporting suggesting that third parties may have been granted unauthorized access to Twitter's internal systems and be violating the new consent decree, that's absolutely something that we have an obligation to look at closely.
But I fail to understand how you say it's due to data privacy when you're asking about specific names and communications, and you're specifically asking for the emails and all communications with Elon Musk within the employee network. How does that have to deal with data privacy?
Well, we want to know who is making some of these decisions, what type of responsibility are senior level executives potentially carrying, and so we try to be comprehensive in how we're looking at these issues.
Thank you, and I yield back.